From the jungle they rumble to be sure that their city won't crumble. They may not be the best, but this adventure will put their mettle to the test. Savage Stampede's a rolling thunder. They're gonna put the putrid under. Rather than the force of nature, they're the Power Rangers. Let's go. These Rangers are wild, they battle with style. Let's fight. A Stampede's coming, the vicious and cunning. This misfit team has a head of steam, but they're the ones we count on. Let's win. The Savage Stampede's making history.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Power Rangers Savage Stampede. When last we left our Rangers, they had all just returned from a mission. A couple of days have gone by, and everyone's all woken up. When last we left the Rangers, Harrison was walking away, only to discover that his hands were covered in slime. Harrison, as you're kind of looking at your hands, it's almost like that slimy substance just starts to evaporate. As you kind of come out, you come across you come across a Zord that hasn't been seen in a while. You see on the far, kind of up across the way, as you're kind of looking up towards the hill, you see a giant green deer. It just kind of it looks down at you, and then just kind of turns and starts to walk away. It eventually leads you. It takes about an hour and a half, but you are led to the far side of the island. And as you're kind of cresting the hill, you find Merrick kind of sitting up against the. You find Merrick on the far side, and he's playing a flute. He looks pretty worse for the wear. You've met him a few times. He runs Willie's bar. He kind of looks at you, goes, "Officer Singwise, what are you doing here?" That's why Manto woke up. You the new Blue Ranger then? That's understandable. It takes some getting used to. Yeah. That's fair. Your buddy, Officer Gray. He was a pretty good ranger. I'm sad to see him leave. Last I heard, he's on a mission in space with SPD. He's supposed to talk back next week, I guess. Yeah, sit down. Come on over here. Tell me what's going on. What are you feeling? Merrick's eyes narrow at you. What do you mean? Yeah, I know. He goes, huh. I don't know anything about that. I'm not of the blue spectrum myself. I don't know anything about the blue spectrum. That could be completely normal when you're overcharged, for all I know. You might find some more information in the ranger logs. Yeah, that's how I felt that's how I felt 3,000 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. No, let's try this again. I don't know why it was doing that. Discord is just straight up not recording at all. Let's try this again. I've been having some trouble with OBS lately because there's an update and I've been trying to avoid the update. Disconnect and reconnect, see if that does anything. Try talking now.
Meow, 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 meow.
There we go.
Meow,
Wah,
meow, meow,
wah,
meow, meow,
wah.
meow, meow, meow.
Figaro, Figaro. Cat's still alive. We're good to go.
Yeah.
I don't know why that broke. That was weird.
It's OBS. Sometimes your screens just don't work. Your setups just break.
I'm doing an application audio capture so that it picks just that audio up. It should have been working.
Oh,
You gotta turn on the cameras now.
there you go.
Yeah, he says we can hear the players but can't see it. Oh, we're good. We are good to begin again.
Yeah, it's
Good to start anew.
All right, folks, we're back.
It's fine. If you guys are truly Savage fans, you know the show doesn't start for the first 15 minutes in because we always break something.
It's really a thing.
It's savage.
Ha ha ha. I see what you did there. Just to catch up, we were talking about Harrison having some ooze coming out of his skin. And he learned that Eric's a hell of a lot older than he looks. Merrick is. He goes, Dez is a rough character who had a lot of troubles. As I'm sure you know, because my understanding is that you've had a couple of run-ins from time to time.
Yeah. Well, even prior, before I even knew they were Rangers, I've dealt with his case files before. Got into this job to help people. Not luxurious. Didn't come with a nice spandex suit. At least it didn't. Now it does. But
Yeah.
just, I want to be able to relate to these guys more. I don't want to just be dead weight. Seems like that's the same way they treat me on the Force. Anytime I get close to something, they shove me out.
That's because you seem to have a way of finding the truth, and there's some people on the Force who don't want you to know the truth.
Sit back and be a good lapdog. It seems like that's it.
Yeah. It's
And
kind of noticed that there's definitely some strange going-ons over there. My bar got raided the other day for seemingly no reason. It wouldn't even tell me what they were looking for. They just came in with a warrant and wouldn't even show me what the warrant was.
that doesn't seem like a legal process at all.
Not.
You know who was that officer?
I believe his last name was Boris. And that name immediately sends red flags up on your kind of red flags for you, Harrison. He's Officer James Boris he's very much a bad apple. You have evidence of collusion for with bank robberies and taking cuts of drug deals and things like that, and you've been trying to get him fired for years. But it seems he has the commissioner in his back pocket or something like that, or he was working for the commissioner directly. You're not 100% certain which, but he is the classic example of what not to do as a cop.
The hell could Boris be involved in a bar? He usually doesn't show up unless there's money or some sort of scandal involved.
I don't know.
You're not hiding anything, are you? That
No?
maybe something you know that he doesn't want you to know?
The only thing I can think is it might have something to do with the Rangers. The Rangers do hang out at the bar somewhat often.
Look into it, figure out what he's up to. So then I think I should take a walk and walk this off. I'm kind of
My
doing a little bit
recommendation, if you want to break in, start with Teddy. Him and Gabe are the softest of the group as far as making new friends.
Gabe's been pretty good to me.
Gabe's good to everybody.
I can tell. I'm going to take a walk.
Sounds good. The scene shifts over, and Derek, you and Des are still you guys have made your way back down to the city to begin the investigation. As you guys are ha Finster just saw the giant Snorlax in the background. As the two of you kind of come out, Des, which of your guys' hiding places would you be going first?
So, I mean, what are we investigating?
You guys are looking for evidence that Tammy might still be alive.
Okay.
We're looking for your Tammy specifically.
I mean, if that's what we're doing, I think.
That's what you said you guys wanted to do at the end of the episode last time. So.
Yeah, I mean, that was a week ago. I don't remember what was going on.
Neither does Des. It's fine.
Let's see. I think I'd probably start at one of the like a old apartment building, basically, that was run down. That basically it was a slum, basically, that we would use as like a relay point and just look for any signs that somebody's been there recently. Would be kind of the gist of it, I think.
You guys,
So is it like
you visit Derek as you kind of go up. You recognize this apartment building as because you've passed it every day since you moved here. It's about 4 blocks from your house. It's in kind of the seedier part of town. It's the Westgate.
Sounds about right.
It used to be known as the Westgate condominium complex. Small it's a small two-bedroom apartments. It's got probably 20 in the whole building. It's not huge by any means.
God, it's like the part of town I actually live in.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's been run down for years. Nobody's
Is it
lived
still occupied or is it like empty rundown? That
it's
was the question I was
supposed to be
gonna ask.
empty rundown.
Okay, but there's like
It's
homeless
like
people,
squatter,
and
yeah.
attic squatters. Okay.
You get a lot of squatters. Des,
Derek would know that.
as you're kind of climbing the stairs to go to the third floor, which is where you guys had basically replaced the doorknob for 3B. You come in to the third floor, and the door is slightly ajar, which is weird.
Seeing the doors kind of open, Derek kind of puts his arm in front of Dez and is like, "You're no."
No, you're getting out of my way as Des just moves his arm out of the way.
You do enter the back. How are you guys entering?
I mean,
If we're like right in front of the door, so time to sit and wrestle him back out of it. So
well, right. There's not. I mean, I imagine it's maybe like 5 feet across this hallway. There's not room to really like sneak in if the door's already open. Like,
yeah,
Well, it's
There's
just
no-
it's like this, just like barely, just it's like cracked open. It's not wide open.
well, right, but there's still not. Somebody could easily see through that anyway, and these apartments aren't huge, so opening the door at all sends signals. So
Mm-hmm.
it's rush through, get in. If anybody's in there, we catch them off guard quickly.
yeah, and I kind of picture the like Derek's gonna try and go first, but if Dez is gonna physically stop him, that's Dez like rushing head first in.
Yeah.
That's how I interpret it.
As you
at
barrel
least.
through, give me an alertness check as you kind of run through.
Okay. What is that? 20?
20?
Nice. You come in, and this is a building. You are very familiar with this building. This was probably one of your guys' favorite hangout spots because the city had never formally shut off the electricity, so it was one of the few places you guys could stay warm during the winter.
No, I mean, they turned off the electricity, but it was a brick build, so it was insulated enough. It was more or less how I pictured it.
Okay. You guys, as you kind of come in, the room is dark at first. As you guys' eyes kind of adjust to it, there's nothing in the immediate surroundings, but in the back bedroom that's up against the wall, that door's open, and that's the room that Tammy always used. You make a straight beeline. Do you pause at the door, or do you go through that door?
I mean, I'm more scanning before. Is there signs that somebody has been here, like recently, with that 20 alertness? Like,
as you kind
are
of
there wrappers,
as you
anything
barrel
like
through,
that?
oh yeah, definitely. There's what looks like there's wrappers on one side of the wall, kind of places too clean. There's like a literal garbage bag just kind of shoved in the corner, and there's garbage. It's full of garbage. A half-eaten cheeseburger that it's just sitting there.
So there's somebody's been here, like they go in here if there's a half-eaten cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Sitting there. Okay.
And as you kind of, once you notice the cheeseburger, you kind of tune your ears and you start listening, and you hear what sounds like rustling coming from the back bedroom.
Okay, the one that Tammy stayed in usually?
Yeah.
Okay. I sort of give a head nod to Derek that that's where we're heading. And Doors open, or you said door was open or door was closed?
Door's closed.
Door closed. Okay.
Pretty sure I can kick it down.
Yeah,
We're on the 3rd floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Derek looks at Des and is like, can she survive a jump from the 3rd floor?
the cat person. I mean,
That
would've-
means nothing to me, Des. That means absolutely nothing to me.
have you ever watched a cat jump from a 3rd floor building? They seem fine, so I would imagine similar thing.
You need to remember, Des has a higher smarts than Derek.
Yeah, I know.
Meanwhile, Cat Manx is somewhere over going, that's racist.
Yeah, right? This is extremely politically incorrect. Not even intentional. Derek's just an idiot.
Yeah.
Can he survive it?
So what? Because I've been here before. Is there a window in that room?
There is, yeah.
I
Okay.
assume there has to be. It's city fire code. I don't know if Des would know that, but Derek would. Even in the ghetto, the city couldn't have built it without it being on the 3rd floor.
If it was pre a certain year, they could have gotten away with it, but they would have to update it for any.
That'd have to be like pre 1920, though.
Yeah. So, if this place, so there's a window in there.
There's a window. It's got a grate over the top of it. That is.
I think that's.
And there is a fire escape out the back side there that goes down into the alley.
Okay. Derek, if she tries to post up at the bottom of the fire escape, I sort of give him directions to around the alley. Let's see if I can talk her down. If I can't, then we got her exit blocked.
Alright, you want to do this cop style? I kick, you move in?
I'm saying you go down, no kicking. Go downstairs, wait at the bottom of the fire escape. If she tries to run, do what you got to.
He kind of looks at Des for a second. Okay. And he just turns and he does. He goes back down. Goes right back down to the alleyway. Text Des. No idea if Des actually has his phone right now or not.
You're gonna text him and he's gonna feel the buzz in his pocket because he doesn't remember getting the phone.
Like, wait a minute, where did this come from? It's another gift from Harrison.
As you guys,
that should be a canon prank. We tell him Harrison paid for the new phone just to freak Des out.
Derek, you go down as you kind of go down the stairs. Give me an alertness check as you kind of step outside.
Sure.
Throws phone on ground, stomps on it.
Pull the battery out. Would not stomp on the phone. Not this time.
17. I should have tried to roll it actually when Des was right there to see if he was lying to me, but I trust him, so Derek wouldn't.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Lost Harrison's camera.
Well, I still got a 17, so I would likely notice any tomfoolery in that immediate vicinity.
Yep. You
want that camera.
New camera. New.
Camera, who dis?
He looks more like Dave Grohl from this angle.
I had to explain to my fiance who. No, I had to explain to my dad who Dave Grohl was and how he's in the rock. He could be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice with the Foo Fighters and with Nirvana.
Derek, as you kind of come up, you see that on that third floor, you can see that the window is open, and you can kind of see like sheets, not what looks to be like sheets, not your typical like window coverings and stuff. They literally look like somebody strung bed sheets over the window, and it's kind of flipping through. You can kind of see them come up, and then they kind of like looks like they get sucked out almost a little bit.
Okay.
And you can kind of hear. You'll be able to hear basically most of what's going to happen next. Des, I'm assuming you approach the door.
Yep.
You approach the door. The door is not locked. You just kind of
Push it open.
Laying in the bed, you see Tammy. She is pretty clearly wounded. And she seems to be unconscious. Still breathing, but she's definitely seen better days.
Okay. What type? I mean, is it like? What am I seeing? Is it bloodstained T-shirt? Is it
Yeah,
like
you see
actual?
You see bloodstained T-shirts. There's kind of cuts up and down her. There's like what looks to be like a cut kind of on her arm. There's a small pool of blood, kind of coagulating a little bit on the bed sheet, kind of underneath her. She's in very rough shape. Her species is a lot tougher than ours. A normal person might have like died in the condition that she's in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
She doesn't seem to react to your presence kind of at all. Seems to have passed out from the pain.
she's unconscious, like a stab wound in the abdomen kind of thing, or what? What am I seeing?
Whatever the wound appears to be coming, the blood appears to be coming from her back. You don't see any immediate like wounds on her torso, in the front of her torso. You do see some like You do see some like bloodstained scars up and down her arms. This is pretty consistent with torture.
Okay. So like the mattress that she's laying on is got blood stains on it from whatever. So she's probably got like lashes on her back or something like that.
Very possible. You would need to actually like roll her over to see
Right.
the full extent of the damage.
I'm just trying to figure out what I'm seeing to actually.
Her breath is very ragged. It's very labored. And as you kind of focus in on her, I need you to give me another alertness check.
Okay. Uh, 15.
Your initial shock kind of sets in, and then you start to kind of scan the surroundings. You see a familiar golden band strapped to her arms still. You recognize these as the same kind of bands that the ancient warriors wore in the visions that you had previously. But there is a lot of stress damage kind of on her arm, where it looks like somebody was trying to rip it off of her arm.
Okay.
There's a lot of like indents. You can kind of see blood kind of pooling up underneath it a little bit. It looks like someone was trying to pull it off of her wrist, but it wasn't coming off.
Okay. And the only person that I know that could actually heal her is Harrison.
Yeah.
The chances of me calling Harrison are close to 0. But she is like, you said it's labored breathing. Wounds look relatively fresh, would you say?
She's still bleeding. She's still actively
Right.
bleeding. It's very possible that she just arrived within the last half hour, 45 minutes. There's not an insignificant amount of blood there. There's quite a bit. Her stain. They're literally the bed sheet, which is white, is basically covered completely in blood.
All right, she's gonna die. So Des texts Derek. I don't have the new guy's number. Get him down here ASAP. "911." And then he puts a like
bunch of emojis.
Yeah, he puts like literally like skull, tombstone emojis, and it's just like, this is not.
The scene flashes down to you, Derek, as you kind of receive the urgent text message, and you do kind of hear Des rumbling kind of through the window there, and I'm assuming, Des, you kind of rush over to her to try and get a full extent of what's going on with her damage.
I don't think he would run over there. He's more in shock, and like, he's seen enough scenes like this to where he was told to stay back, that he's just acting on that instinct of like, not
Don't touch.
putting his, don't touch anything. Don't put your, basically like when they would stumble on some dead hobo, like, don't touch the body, otherwise the cops will come looking for you, asking you questions. So
They don't care about hobos.
Nobody cares about hobos. No. You get a fairly urgent text, Derek.
So Derek kind of starts to piece together something's happened to Tammy, because nothing else really sets Des off like that. And he does like immediately call the number he has for Harrison.
Harrison, your phone starts to ring.
Just looking over the water and kind of jump a little bit. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Harrison, it's Derek. I need you down at the Westgate condominiums. The really old one, rundown ones, here towards historic downtown by my studio. Like,
I'll
it's
ask
urgent. We
questions
need you
when I
now.
get there. I'll ask questions when I get there. See you soon.
Yep. Meet you out front.
And I assume I'm familiar with that area, and I can
Yeah.
just morph and port over there.
It's you know
Is
that
it
it's
fairly
a
close.
it's so you're actually about 2 miles up in the sky right now, or several hundred feet in the air, as you're kind of still sitting on. You're still on the Animarium. You teleport down. You know the area very well. Numerous arrests are made here fairly frequently. You have to chase the hobos out every about once or twice a month. They almost always seem to come back, and it's always the same people.
Situation. Look around.
You kind
Derek.
of teleport into the alley, and just down the way you can see Derek kind of sitting at the bottom of the fire escape there.
So once he gets there, Derek just gets up and immediately goes up to him and tells him, "Hey, I don't know the full details. Des just texted me. We gotta get up. Texted me. We gotta get up to the third floor.
Let's go.
I think something's up with Tammy. She's probably hurt.
We found her?
Found a version of her.
Let's go.
It's Dez's weakness, so it might not be the version of her, but we gotta keep her alive first. So he
Ask some
runs,
questions.
takes Harrison up to that third floor room.
The two of you quickly make your way up the stairs, and as you kind of come into the room, where are you physically located at? Des, are you still standing away from the bed? Have you approached it at all? Because it's like maybe 50 seconds before they show up after you text them.
I mean, he's numb. He's standing in the doorway, like the fact that he had the wherewithal to text Derek was like miraculous because he's hasn't moved from the spot where he entered the room.
Okay. The two of you kind of enter into the room. You see that the back bedroom door is open, and you can kind of assume that that's where he's at. You guys enter in, and you are greeted by a fairly gruesome sight. There's a young Catwoman, just looks like she's been tortured. There's cut marks, you can kind of make out what look to be like outlines of cuts, and there's definitely some kind of wound on her back as she is bleeding fairly profusely. And she does not look good.
How far away are you, Des, from Tammy in the bed?
I'd say that the whole room is probably 10 feet. It's probably a 10 by 8. So it's not very big at all. And he's standing kind of basically right inside the doorway. Just to your left. It's probably only about 3 feet to the bed, but
Derek knows Des well enough that he won't be able to get him out of the room like he knows he should be, but he wants to make sure that he's not like right up and Harrison can work.
Harrison, you walk in and you instantly, I would assume that you probably go into first responder mode.
Most definitely check her vitals and see how badly she's torn up. see what I can do with first aid, and then if I have to, morph and try to close her up.
Yeah. Give me.
Science?
Yeah. I wish they had medical. Nice.
It never made sense on looking.
Well,
through
there's
it.
science, and then you could specialize in medicine.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think that's the example the book actually gives.
Yeah.
I just realized Derek has seen like his
Um,
friends shot in the street and has still not learned basic triage or first aid.
Do you guys care if I use a story point?
No,
Yes.
go for it.
Nope.
Go
Do
for
it
it.
up.
Do it.
Yeah.
He heals Tammy just for Derek to make good on his promise to Natasha and hit her with a chair.
Fine. So 1 upshift
Okay.
and edge. How
So
that works.
how do you get the? No, you can get one or the other if you're spending the story point.
Okay. We'll just do the shift up.
That. Um. You give an initial assessment. You discover several. This woman's not just covered in cuts; she's covered in severe bruises. She was clearly beat. You kind of start to like lift up the clothes a little bit just to assess the damage. You're very meticulous and mechanical about it, as a police officer would be in that situation. You discover that she's definitely these are pretty consistent signs of torture. You begin to do some basic triage. Fortunately, the ones on her arms are not deep. Some basic bandages and she'll probably be fine. The one on her back is fairly deep. It definitely cut into the bone a little bit. And it's kind of across her shoulder.
Jesus.
Consistent with someone who was running away and probably got hit with a sharp weapon.
Several times in the back, yeah. Is there any open windows or anything in this room?
Yeah, the window immediately to your right is open. Yeah.
Is there a shade or anything there?
Yeah, there's what looks to be an old sheet that was hung there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pull that as tight as I can and morph and try to patch her up with helping hand.
Okay. You kind of reach out through the grid and her muscle tissue starts to kind of knit itself back together. The lighter stuff is taken care of fairly quickly. You have to continuously channel for a good 2 minutes, and it's taking a lot out of you, physically.
I start to kind of fade in and out as I'm doing it because I'm still not used to being able to channel this.
As you kind of close it up, you do manage to get her wounds closed, but there was not an insignificant amount of blood loss. You know, just from basic medical knowledge, that it's going to be a minute before she recovers.
She should be all right. Gonna be a little while. Give her some time, and we kind of pass out.
As you kind of fall down, your morphed shell shatters around you. As you guys kind of see this in front of you, you've got 2 unconscious people in front of you. One having been severely hurt, the other having just saved your best friend's life there, Des.
Mm-hmm. So they're
Harrison's
both
is
unconscious.
Harrison's is pretty consistent with Harrison's just clearly just exhausted from using that much grid energy at once. It was not an insignificant amount of damage that she had suffered. It took him a while to close up all the wounds.
Right.
Pretty good for a new guy.
Yeah.
Derek physically says that to Des. Because the wounds are closed now, right? Tammy's stabilized.
Yeah, she's stable. Her breathing has become less ragged.
Yeah,
she's still
Derek's
unconscious. She's not
trying to make light. He's going to be trying to make light of the situation a little bit. Trying to help Des calm back down a little.
Des is compartmentalizing, and looking for what the hell happened. Like, she was tortured, but in his mind, he's like, it'd be much easier. He's got that last bit of Gurren in his head saying it would have been easier to kill her and take the bracelet that way as opposed to torturing her. What did she have that he would want? And start scanning the room for looking for usual hiding places to see if there is like recently disturbed dust or something like that.
You mean investigation?
Would you give me edge since I've done this before?
I would say since you know her that well, this is someone you grew up with, someone you are very, very close to. I would say yes, you could probably get an edge. Or an upshift, you can take one or the other.
I'm taking the edge. What was it? 14?
14. It takes you a minute. There's a loose floorboard in the back corner. And you kind of pop it up, and at the base of it, there's nothing immediate, but it does you can reach your hand up underneath it, which is how she usually hides things. So it's not immediate,
right?
You guys basically built a small little flap, and you kind of reach your hand in there, and you feel a small piece of metal that you know should not be there. As you kind of pull it out, it's a box about this long, about this wide, probably 3 by 5.
Okay.
You crack it open, and there's what looks to be a flash drive.
Is it
in there.
The same one that we tried to get initially?
It's of the same make.
Okay.
It's the one that you initially tried to get was a gray. This is a onyx black.
Okay.
Does Derek see the flash drive? Like, can I see it from where
all you really see is Des bent down because he'd be faced away from you.
Yeah.
And Des would have probably still been bent down as he opened it up and sees it.
Yeah.
You do see that there is something in his hand because of the way he's holding himself, but you can't see what he has.
I mean, I'd be turning around as I'm pulling out the flash drive from the box, because I'm
Or
going
we
to give
can't-
Derek the benefit of the doubt here.
You can't test that at the animarium.
No, we can't.
Harrison, you don't stay unconscious for very long. You start to recover yourself pretty quickly. You kind of wake up and you kind of look over and you see Derek and Dez looking at what looks to be a flash drive.
Kind of a weird piece of little technology to be caught up in a trap house like this. What's the flash drive about?
Hey, lots of
Get
people
out.
call this a trap home. Thank you very much. So let's show some respect here.
My bad.
We're trying to
My apologies.
We're trying to figure that out.
No, this place is a dump. As not a clue, but he did pick some stuff up that before Tammy got it that reminiscent of this as he tosses it to Harrison.
Kinda
Yeah,
catch it.
Harrison, as you catch it, this thing reeks of grid energy. Like, not like a little amount.
You guys didn't pick up on the grid energy on this thing that's just kind of fumigating off of it?
Sorry, I can't see. I don't see grid energy.
Oh, my bad. That's right. That's a Blue Ranger thing, huh? I don't know if I should take this back to home base or if I should take this.
You should not plug that into anything connected to home base right now. Period.
Yeah.
Run
I
it on
mean-
an encrypted server.
Yeah, but we have a potential mole in Squadron.
No, you should not
Right.
put that through anything connected to Squadron until we can take a look at it first.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't referring to home base as in Squadron's home base. I was referring to home base, my home base. But
Yeah,
I guess
risk
that's
your own
all
system.
Just as, yeah, it's
Risk the police system for all I care. Or
Yeah.
any of us care. Yeah, no one cares
what I
about
was
the
going
city.
after.
Yeah,
What
do
I was
whatever
going
you
after.
do whatever you have to, Batman.
Easy, Dez. The man gave you food, and he healed you. But we still gotta figure out what to do
Against
with
my
Tammy.
will.
No one's forced you to do anything against your will.
That's not
I-
true. I drug him to the healing.
Yeah, he dragged me.
I was going to say, no, that is
That's not
literally
true at all.
against his will.
I
Well,
physically
yeah.
drug him to the healing pool.
This is a thing that happened. As the three of you kind of are looking at this, the scene kind of shifts.
Derek does physically
Teddy,
state he does.
Gabe,
that he
the two of you kind of
wants-
begin to look for Natasha, and you can't seem to locate her. She seems to have gone somewhere else.
Okay, if she was going somewhere and didn't tell me, she would tell you, right?
Yeah, that's normally how it goes.
So if you don't know where she is and I don't know where she is, we should probably assume she's in trouble. Do we want to, like, check in the manor and see if she's talked to her grandma or something, or...
Sure,
Hmm.
let's go to the manor.
Okay.
So, right about that time, her grandmother kind of pokes her head around the corner. Somebody talking about me?
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Pardon my language, ma'am. Mrs. Blackwood?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, any chance Natasha checked in with you in the last few hours, day or so? Because there's no sign of her.
I just saw her. I just sent her towards you guys. She's
Like how long ago?
20 minutes. Hasn't
I
even been 20
mean,
minutes.
how long has it been since I've seen Natasha?
Half hour, 45 minutes.
Um,
Hasn't been long.
Weird. Yeah. Um. Huh. Weird, because that makes you probably the last person who saw her. And I'm not trying to be clingy, just because we're like
You're dating, I know.
Okay, thank God, thank God. I hate having to be the first to tell people.
She's not subtle about it.
Fair point.
There's also something you two should know. Can you guys come this way? We need to talk before you see her.
Okay. Yeah.
You
sure,
too, Teddy.
Sure.
It's serious.
Okay.
She leads you to kind of like a clearing where there aren't a lot of other people around. There was some of the families kind of just off to the side there as you guys had approached. She kind of takes you into the back of the woods a little bit, and she goes, she kind of whirls on you both, and she goes, Natasha expressed thoughts of suicide.
Oh my God.
I want you two to go talk to her and figure out what's in her head exactly, why she's feeling this way. She wouldn't open up to me fully. I think I stopped her from doing something, but I'm still scared. I don't want to lose another of my grandkids before they're old.
Not if we can help it.
No. Yeah. No. For sure, we'll definitely talk to her. But wow. I had no idea.
When her sister got hurt, it really scared us all. The Blackwoods are pretty close, if you haven't noticed.
Well, it certainly seems that way, Mrs. Blackwood. Did she say anything else? Because for me, that's kind of coming out of nowhere.
She wouldn't give me a lot of more information. I did talk her into, into talking to you. I would have thought she would have gained directly to you.
Okay.
Betty, are you okay? Do you know why she might be feeling this way?
I mean, we've all been under a lot of pressure recently. I mean,
We have.
with what happened with the school she worked at and her students, she had a high stress job to begin with before becoming a Power Ranger.
I don't know if that's your guys' fault. You guys can't blame yourselves for that.
She's blaming herself a lot for what's
Yeah.
happening to you and your whole family. You're saying you're close. That's the only thing I can think of.
If anything, they wouldn't be targeting her. He'd probably be targeting me. Everyone that's been abducted has a direct line to me.
But if they have a line to you, they also have a line to her, correct?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Well, if she's
But
blaming herself for something that's going on.
Everyone she took is a potential inheritor of Animus's power.
Whoa.
That's why I think I know who's next.
And who's that?
I gave that information to Natasha. Here's his information, and she hands you kind of her phone and shows you a picture I have a guy you don't recognize at all, Teddy. Gabe, he looks vaguely familiar to you, like you've seen him a couple of times, but you don't really know him. He
I
goes,
feel like I've seen that face before.
you should. He's the president of Cove Corps.
Do I know what Cove Corps is?
Cove Corps is a conservationist society here in Turtle Cove. They took a lot of inspiration from the Wild Forest Rangers, and they focus heavily on conservation, animal conservation, wildlife conservation, things like that. They are a private organization, and they don't. They're fully nonprofit. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't make a lot of money by any means, but they are very much a big deal in this community. Anyone who's lived here for more than a year and a half has at least heard of it, especially every year since they put on like this big benefit gala that goes right back into like getting trees planted and things like that.
Right. I actually, my old choir did a song for one of their benefits. Right. That's where I saw him. Teddy, if Natasha thought this guy was in danger, and if she's not doing great, she might have gone out and acted on her own, yeah?
I sure hope not.
I don't know. That would be pretty par for the course for my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like after we find her, I have to talk some sense into her because we already made a deal where we would rely on each other more.
Okay. I'm gonna try to raise her on the communicator, see if anything comes up.
No response.
He's not responding, so I don't know. Maybe our best bet is to find this guy that we have a lead on, and maybe if we find him, we'll find Natasha.
That's our best shot.
All right, Teddy. Down for some duo action because we haven't had a cool team up yet. Let's do this shit.
It sure will be interesting, that's for sure. That's
About
so
this
good of
time, you guys kind of see a blue light streak off. As Harrison has teleported away.
People come and go so quickly around here.
Well,
Alright.
this is our busy season, Gabe.
You
It's
see,
been our busy season for like 3 weeks.
You guys kind of walk up and you hear Shayla kind of come around, and she goes, "Oh, there you Rangers are. Have any of you seen Derek? I need to speak with him."
Oh, fucking.
I think he was last I saw him. He was with Dez. I haven't seen him for a while either.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. What do you need him for?
I want to talk to him first before I talk to the rest of you about it.
Oh, okay.
Since he's sort of acting as your leader, I don't know. I really don't know how to share this information properly. This is so far out of my realm of comfort. I'm just usually here. I'm moral support. I don't.
Hey! No, you're not moral support. You're the protector of the Wild Zords.
Yeah, but
We wouldn't-
I haven't fought anything in 3,000 years.
But-
And the last time I did anything, me and Merrick helped that thing. And she points at the Deer Zord, who's just kind of wandering around in the background, and it kind of looks over like, what?
Hey, no, I mean, not everyone's supposed to fight. Everyone has something they can do. I mean,
This is true.
you've kept the Animary in the Wild Sword's safe for what, 3,000 years more?
Something like that. Yeah.
And if you haven't had to fight, that means us Rangers are doing our job. You're the last line of defense. The less you have to fight, the better.
We just got an update on something, and I need to talk to Derek about it first.
All right. Well,
I'll hail him. Sounds like you guys need to go find Natasha.
Oh yeah, yeah we do.
I hope she's okay. She seemed like she was having a rough time when I saw her earlier.
Don't worry.
we're on
We'll
it.
make sure she's okay.
Good. As you two teleport away, Derek, across your communicator, you hear, Derek, are you there?
Yeah, Shayla, what's up?
Hey, where are you?
Down at Westgate condominiums in the city. What do you need?
I need to talk to you. Can you come see me in person?
Yeah, I can. I'll be up in just a minute.
Okay.
So Derek kind of looks up at Harrison, at Dez. He says, Harrison, I know you need to check that out at home base. But we gotta call SPD. We don't have anyone we can trust really here to detain Tammy. And if we just try to keep her here, she'll be gone. We lost Harrison to Cam. Oh, there he is. As soon as she gains consciousness, if she's stabilized and she starts healing, she'll be out of here. And we need answers. Des, I know you're not a fan, but that's probably the safest place for her right now. Away from Squadron, away from Black. It's a completely separate entity.
I'm worried if we bring her to Harrison's, she's not.
No. Call SPD here. Have them respond. They're more capable of keeping her stabilized, healthy. Reach out to Teddy. Teddy's got a private line. I mean, I think Derek does too, but Teddy's the one that's got a little more pull. Derek's just got like a low level, like just a low level squadron.
Yeah, like
I
Teddy's
got like
actually met. Yeah,
Teddy has Kruger's personal number.
I have like a random detective. So
Commander of SPD Earth's number.
I mean, I guess it's not a random detective. I think I have Tate's number, but still. I just insulted all of all the
Yeah.
SPD fans. But yeah, no, reach out to them personally. Have them deal with this. Don't involve Squadron. Don't try to drag her over there yourselves. Let them take care of her. Keep her separate from all of our bullshit. We need answers, and they can keep her insulated and safe. I have to go deal with whatever Shayla needs. I'll teleport back down when I can. And then Derek like teleports back up to the Animarium.
Okay. And Harrison's gone. So
So he pleasantly follows direction.
Rend, this might be more of a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think there would be a place like, more than just a standard haunt kind of thing?
Something that would be more secure than where you guys are.
Right.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me.
Just dice. $25.
There is. There's one spot in particular that comes to mind. It's you have to go to an abandoned train station. To the abandoned train station on the far side of town, and there's a in the sub basement. There's a really secure room that she hides some of her more important. It's her.
Like
It's-
bug out
it's-
area.
It's her shit hit the wall
Mhm.
location. You've only ever been to it once. You could remember how to get there, but it is not something that you guys go there. It is basically the panic room. It has full lockout
Right.
capabilities, both from the inside and the out. It's something that it's basically the panic room for her if shit ever goes completely sideways.
Got it. Okay. All right. uh, Des is going to go over to Tammy, try and wake her.
You try to get her. You try to wake her up. She doesn't seem to be responding right
Okay.
now. She's very much
Right.
out of it. She gives some slight groans. She's still clearly in some kind of pain, but it's
Mhm.
not. She's there, but she's not all there. If you understand what I mean. She's
Yeah.
very much still out of it from basically being assaulted.
Okay. So here's what Des is gonna do. It's right there. Oh. Do we have a Harrison?
We've got audio.
It sounds like there's a hydraulic.
I think I got that back. Okay.
All right.
I am back. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. It happens. You.
So, no, Harrison, you caught up on what's going on, or do you need the?
Yeah, no, I've
Rundown.
kind of been listening through YouTube.
Okay. I mean, you're in the room to what What are you doing?
Well, you guys, I guess, started talking, so I'm just checking up on Tammy, making sure she's fine.
Okay.
She's definitely gonna recover. She'll be okay, but she's lost a lot of blood, and needs to get some electrolytes and stuff in her. Definitely gonna need some sort of IV or something.
We definitely probably want to get her out of this place. Get her proper medical treatment. Get everything back up to snuff. Alright. So what are we doing, guys?
Oh, Derek's left. He went up to the Animarium. Apparently, Shayla needed him for something. He wants us to call SPD here and detain Tammy.
Is that what you want to do, Des?
I think they should have a look at the scene, but we throw her in a holding cell with SPD and she's going to clam up real quick.
Yeah, I'm quite familiar. I've dealt with her multiple times. So SPD is not on the plate.
They can
At
have
least-
a look around. Well, here's my thought. We have them take a look at the scene. They might be able to find something, but there's a spot where I know of where she might feel comfortable opening up, but she's in no condition right now to talk at all. So,
And what do we do if it turns out she's one of these alternate Tammys?
Bill might know something. I point to the thing on her wrist, the gold wristband. Last time we saw her, she was wearing that, and it gave her some ancient ranger powers. So at the very least, she's worked with Black. So it's a lead if she's an alt. But if she's the one true, we might be able to get her out of this altogether.
Ren, is there any way that I can kind of look at her and tell if there's any slight differences to... Because I noticed the one in the case file, there were some slight differences in the appearance.
Yeah, give me an alertness check.
Huh. And then it goes out on me. Of course. You want to roll it for me really quick? I've got a D4 in alertness. My game just paused for some reason over the browser. Oh, it's loading back up. So frustrating.
You rolled a 16.
Cool.
Yeah, you can kind of register that this is, if it's a duplicate, it's one who lived a very, very, very similar life. There's obviously scars you don't recognize, but they can obviously all be attributed to the fact that this woman looks like she might have been tortured really recently.
Of course.
Every scar is fresh.
Well, do you want to take her to that place, Des, and then I'll get SPD over here and walk through the scene with him?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Alright. I'm gonna dial up SPD.
As you walk over,
Grab her,
grab
grab her teleport.
teleport. as you go to call SPD, the machine shifts back as Derek lands. Shayla comes running up to you, Derek. She doesn't look happy.
Taylor, what's up?
It's Asher.
What's up with Asher? What happened?
It might be easier for you to just come see yourself this way.
Obviously follows.
She leads you down into what has kind of become your guys' active command center. Into the cavern. As you guys kind of... She pushes a button on the console. And you see a video of 5 unfamiliar rangers and an SPD ranger facing a pink psycho ranger. You see her take them down one by one, and you see those SPD ranger try to escape. As the bow, Psycho Pink whips back the bow, shoots through, demorphing the ranger to reveal Asher. Asher looks up and teleports away. And you can see, as does whatever's recording this video, the two of them seem to stand together. We barely made it out alive. This mission completely failed. We've got to alert the other rangers. I'll send them the video here, Officer Gray. Good. Rangers. Team. I'm sorry, but we failed to stop Psycho Pink. I miss you guys. A brilliant pink light shines as you see Psycho Pink appear in the room. She pulls a sword, stabs Asher,
Bruh.
then whips the sword out and comes down, and all you see is the video feed cut out as the sword comes down on whoever was recording the video. And you see nothing but static. Then Psycho Pink's face appears. She goes, "Tell your puny squadron I've been released from guard duty, and I'm coming for you, Rangers." As the video cuts out, Shayla goes, Eric, I think it's real. I think she sent us this on purpose.
Yeah.
What are we going to tell the others?
The truth. There's no point in hiding it from them.
He was one of you.
He was one of the original 6 of us.
Yeah.
Derek's still not good with numbers.
No. Nothing else. He died a hero. Trying to protect us from that one. From what I've seen of the ranger logs, she's the most dangerous of the lot. But based on what we just saw, she just killed an entire team.
So were the crossovers, Ren, were they logged into the Ranger files?
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll a culture check to see if I read the crossover she was in? She was in Dez's crossover, right? Or was she in the one you ran? She was in one of them, right?
No,
Psycho Pink has never made an appearance.
She made a brief cameo at the end of the Black Pink, but none of the Rangers involved saw her.
Right.
Okay. That's my recollection.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So as far as the Ranger logs are concerned,
was there, but
the only time that the Ranger logs mention Psycho Pink is when she appeared in both In Space and Lost Galaxy.
Okay. I couldn't remember her role in the logs. I just remembered.
No, she's not appeared in recent history.
Okay. Disregard then. That is unfortunate. Either way, Derek has a new ass to kick. So we will have to tell them, and we'll have to figure out the origins of this mission, transmission, what team he was working with, as much information as we can on what they were doing.
Perhaps I can
We gotta
help with
figure out.
that. You turn, and there stands Anubis Kruger.
Have I met him before?
You
As if I've
have
not met
seen him.
Kruger?
You have never met him.
Yeah,
Because if I
you were
was
on that
fucking
video
Kruger-
call with Teddy
Oh,
when
yeah.
we
And
gave away like our identity
you
shit.
would recognize who he is.
Yes, that's my point. If I had never seen or heard about this man before, and I just saw
A giant dog
6'4"
man?
dog- yeah, freaking fuck out.
No, you've at least you've seen him. You've never
Recognizable.
actually talked to him or anything like that.
Kruger,
It was,
pleasure to meet you. Wish it was under better circumstances.
as do I. Sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
From what we found out from what Ray reported, that team was called the Galactic Path. They met up sometime last month. And they were working together to try and take out Psycho Pink's ship and potentially close the gate. And all we would have had to do is take out this other psychos. We could have launched an all-out assault. We could have had a chance. But if she's coming, she's unpredictable. She was, from what we just found out, she's unpredictable, erratic, and damn dangerous. From what we
How
did.
many Rangers has she killed that we know of?
In this universe, 6. The one who took that video was just a young cadet. Wasn't even very old. He was due to be promoted to C Squad after this.
What was his name?
His name was Jeremy. Good kid.
Where
Regardless.
was that at? Do we have a location?
It's in the Centauri sector. You probably won't come right away. We should definitely be on our guard.
Okay.
As the scene shifts back to Harrison, the SPD officers kind of come in through the door. They take a look around. They don't find anything, basically at all, beyond the damage. You kind of explain what happened, what had happened, how you found it, and that you know that there was an alien woman involved. And they said, they go, okay. If you find any more information on her, please let us know.
And we did find one other thing while we were here, and I don't know how comfortable I am even analyzing it, and I will show them the flash drive.
Go get the mobile server.
I don't know if I plug it in directly to anything involving Squadron or SPD or anything Ranger with them.
Our mobile server is an analyzation device. It doesn't get connected to anything.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable about it.
And he brings
hand it over to
in
him.
this small data pad. It's only about yay big. Plugs it in and starts tiddling through it and goes, I can't make heads or tails of this. Can you?
Technology?
Yep. Wanting to spend any story points or anything like that to go with it?
I mean, it's getting close to the end of the night. Is that alright with you guys?
Yep,
Yeah.
works for me.
Yeah.
Should I run with security backdoors as well?
Probably.
Okay.
It is encrypted.
Okay, I'm gonna run my edge for the story point and click my specialized.
Jesus. 17. It's a crit. It takes you a minute. You have to go in through the back door. You kind of... It's in a language you don't recognize at first, and then you somehow start to be able to read. As you kind of go through it, you start to see it schematics for how to replicate the Psycho Ranger's powers and potentially give them to more people.
Ooh.
I'm going to roll deception to... I can't make heads or tails of this either.
Okay.
Specializing in misleading. There's a crit on that 6.
I see that. You... Not only do you mislead him, you manage to make a copy of it, the unencrypted version, and send the backup data file to your PDA. There doesn't seem to be any viruses or anything in the code itself. It's definitely... It shows plans on how to replicate the Psycho Ranger's powers. They wouldn't be as strong as the Psycho Rangers are, but they definitely would be a threat.
Any chance I could get one of those mobile servers from you? Maybe do some further analysis back at home base?
Yeah. You can use that one. We know your part. We know what your... We know the other group you're a part of. We got informed by the boss, and that we're supposed to help you in any way we can.
I'd get a unit over here and possibly tape this zone off just in case we did miss anything, or there's just something we're not seeing here.
Yeah, we'll get a forensics unit over here. You should probably get out of here. You'll be wondering why a Earth cop is here.
Over and out. I will just walk out of the building.
As you walk out, as you kind of walk out, the scene shifts back, and we see Teddy and Gabe land outside of a building. Cove Core Conservation Technologies. It's the CEO office. It's the offices of Cove Core. They specialize in nonprofit, and they do use some technology. They do make some technologies, but it's all technology. Every bit of it is all funneled right back into planting trees, and all of the technology is designed to make the environment better. It's not designed for anything other than that. Like they do thing. One of the projects they did was actually like cleaning up some cleaning spheres that were designed to clean water, basically. As the two of you kind of start to walk towards the building, give me an alertness check, each of you.
Alertness.
Is it perception based?
It is.
Heat.
For Gabe. Oof. Teddy, you're very distracted. Gabe, you catch a glimpse of Natasha as she begins to ride an elevator towards the top. And that is where the scene and the episode will come to an end. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Power Rangers Savage Stampede. We apologize about all the technical difficulties. We'll try to get that sorted out for next time. Join us next time when the Rangers learn more about the fate of Asher and the Rangers of the Galactic Path, as well as what exactly is Black's plan. Bye now next time on Power Rangers Savage Stampede. See you same Ranger time, same Ranger channel.